As an entrepreneur, you're not just building what your customers tell you. It's a mistake that many entrepreneurs make, and many coaches make the same mistake with their entrepreneurs because one of the hardest things is to kind of extract the right conclusions, the right insights into the business model, to really recognize those pivotal moments, those moments that can make a difference and a surprising factor even in the business model that will really help make the impact that the entrepreneur aims to make. So it's about creating a vision of their own, of course, in harmony with the problem of their customers and solving the problem of their customers, but not exactly doing what the customers tell them to do or developing the features that the customers tell them to feel, but helping them to solve their problem beyond what the customer noticed and view themselves. So reflective insights is one of the most difficult things to get out of the information. It is really personal. Sometimes it's objective. Sometimes it's more subjective. You really want to get like a feel of surprises and those moments that change everything or give you like that strike of insight. So this is what I have developed this template for. So let's take a look to really help you do that and to work with your entrepreneurs towards those insights. So last time we used AI for the dwarf game. So we're going to continue with the dwarf game. We're going to take the information of the interview with the AI. However, this is not something that we can have fill out by an AI. AI is really good at summarizing things. AI is really good at extracting structures and predictable things and generating generating their content from that basis. However, like the surprises, the thoughts, the feelings are very much subjective. So, of course, we've done only the simulation of the customer interviews. It would be very good to also do real customer interviews, to talk with real customers about their problems and to really get maybe surprising insights from that, because many times it is in the tone of voice or the body language of the people that you are interviewing and not so much in their words. It's about seeing that little glitter in their eyes when something's really important. So let's take a look at this template. So there's a profile. Of course, it's not only about socio-demographics, but we do need kind of a profile with some objective information, some customer quotes, a summary of the findings. Now you can use AI for that. That is fine because we do need to take into account what people say. However, it's not the only thing. And I would argue it's usually not the most important thing either, because entrepreneurship is very subjective and is very much about those surprises. So this is about surprises, thoughts, and feelings. So what surprised you from the information that you've extracted from these customers, and what made you think, and what kind of gave you the feeling that there's more to explore there? What's those pivotal moments that you need to explore? There's useful and constructive insights, and then they split up into customer insights and value proposition insights. So let's make this a little bit bigger and then kind of walk through it. So this continues with the previous example that I've used in my videos of the dwarf game. It's a collaborative game. We interviewed a potential customer called Sarah, and we interviewed her through AI, through a simulation of artificial intelligence in ChatGPT. And this is the information that comes from that interview. So the profile is families and moms with a higher education. They buy several board games a year, sometimes use it as a present. Games and sports are a way of bonding and learning to collaborate. And they are really involved in the development of their children. They really want to be a part of the development of their children. And this is an investment into that bonding for them. They tried to get collaborative games. They weren't always available, but they preferred board games over the collaborative part. So the customer quote, board games are not just entertainment, they're a bridge to learning life's most valuable lessons at our family table. So they really want to develop their children with using this resource of board games and collaborative board games. Summary of the findings: Sarah, a dedicated mother and educator, strategically selects board games to foster family unity, creativity, and learning. She invests in 5 to 6 games annually, spending $25 to $50 each from local and online sources guided by reviews, awards, and community insights. So she looks at recognitions and she looks at her community to see what's appreciated and what's valuable. That's very important to take into account later in marketing also. Despite challenges like initial complexity and luck factors, she values games for their educational impact, emphasizing strategic thinking and cooperation, and extends this passion by gifting games to promote similar values in other families. So surprises, thoughts, and feelings about this information that we got from this interview with Sarah. Sarah represents a trend of parents who like to be involved with the development of their children. Sarah does that through board games, amongst others. Could we make that value clear to other potential customers as well, or could we create an experience that includes a board game plus other collaboration activities? Entry of the game should be encouraging to keep going. So sometimes her youngest child had a little bit of trouble getting into the game and learning the rules. Sometimes they were a bit difficult still. So that's something to take into account. And those 2 questions are thoughts that came up that could represent potential opportunities. So that's the subjective conclusion, my subjective conclusion of the interview and the information that came from the interview. Useful and constructive insights. So Sarah represents a trend of families wanting to bond together through educational resources. She says sometimes it takes some getting used to. Strategic games might be too difficult for her youngest child. Junior versions are a solution. Sarah pays attention to recognition for excellence, so she pays attention to awards, what the community thinks, reviews. She represents an early majority market, with her spending regularly in the market. Collaboration is important, but it's not a prerequisite. So she buys other games as well, not just collaborative games. And that's a small segment of the bigger segment of board games. So that's something to take into account. Customer insights: higher educated with a focus on bonding and teaching collaboration, amongst others. Games are an educational tool used in fun family context. Customers are used to investing in this product and do it regularly. Collaboration, so the value proposition insights: collaboration in a game context is relatively infrequent. Some people see the value, others associate games with competition and winning. Collaboration could be a differentiator, but should be explained well and not take away the fun factor, or at least have people experience at first that the fun factor is taken away. Customers are familiar with the product, and this is an existing market of board games, of course. So as you can see, you can use this template, you can use this sheet to collect the insights and really use it as a live document. You can update it regularly to keep track of the insights from qualitative information. As customer discovery is much about qualitative information, talking with customers and observing customers, these qualitative insights are really important, and later on the metrics become important as well. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. I hope it is useful for your workshops, and you can use this template in order to empower your entrepreneurs, your participants, or your students to get to the right insights, to get to the right subjective vision using this template.